Hello, good to have you here. Thank you so much for making time to watch this video. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how I made this A-line dress for an 8-year-old child. This dress has ruffles at the hem and it's so simple to put together. Before we delve right into the details, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you are notified each time we drop a tutorial on the channel. So let's go right into the details. So to make this dress, I have got this beautiful polyester fabric and I have two pieces here. I'll be cutting out both the front and the back at the same time. I have two pieces. This fabric is very light and also very soft and it feels very good on the skin. So this is it, two pieces here for both the front and then the back. So my fabric width is 44 inches and I also have a fabric length of 44 inches. So this is actually cut in the form of a square. So after measuring, I'm going to be folding this fabric diagonally in the form of a triangle. So I'll fold it. Remember, I'm cutting out both the front and then the back at the same time. So while I'm folding, I'm going to make sure that the edges are even and then they are not misaligned so that the dress can come out well. So this is the folded end here and then these are the pieces towards this side. So a key to sewing this dress is to ensure that this folded end is straight on my cutting table. So I have it here straightened and then flat. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to input 6 inches for my shoulder length for this dress. I'll mark out 6 inches and then I'll connect a straight line to touch the folded end. Then I'm going to go in by 6.5 inches for my chest line. I'll mark it out and then I'll connect a straight line to touch the point as well. I'll connect a line from the shoulder line to touch the chest line to form a square. And then the next I'm going to do is to input a quarter of my bust measurement. I am working with 8.5 inches. I'll mark it on the chest line and then I'll extend the line to touch this quarter mark of the bust. And I'll input my neck measurement. I'm doing 3 inches by 2.5 for the front. That is 3 inches for the width and then 2.5 for the depth. So I'll mark it and connect my neckline for the front. When I'm done with the front, I'll input 1 inch for the neck depth for the back and I'll also connect to touch my neck this way. So this is the back neck. I'll drop the shoulder by half an inch because our shoulder is not straight, it's slanted. Then I'll draw in my shoulder slope. So I'm going to draw in my armhole curve. From the chest line, I will draw in the curve and I'll input my shoulder to my waist measurement on this fabric. I'm working with 11 inches. I'll mark it and also connect a straight line from that mark outward this way. Then the next I'll do is to input 8 inches on the waistline. This is a quarter of my waist measurement. I'll connect it to touch my chest line and then I would input the full length of this dress I'm working with. I'm actually working with a full length of 28 inches. So I'll mark from the shoulder line to the hem of the dress and then keep slanting my tape measurement so that I can get a curved hem at the bottom. So I'll slant and then draw in the curve, and then I will connect from the hem of this dress to touch the waist area. So you can go in as much as you want, but the more you go in, the more flowy the dress will be. So I'm done marking out my dress. I'll go ahead and then cut this out. I'll start by cutting out the back piece, which is the back neckline. I'll cut it out, cut out the fabric, and when I'm done, I'll go ahead and then cut out the front as well. So I'm done cutting out the back piece. I will take out the back piece from this fabric, and then I'll be left with the front. I'll go ahead and then cut out the front neck. So this is what the front looks like. I have unfolded it, and then I have the back pattern here as well. This is for the back. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be creating the opening for my loop and then my button at the back. So I'll do this by folding the back piece into two. Make sure that it is well aligned at the sides. And then I would measure in 3.5 inches downwards from the back neck. I will mark it out and then cut it out. So I'll cut from the back neck and up until I get to the 3.5 mark. So this is what the back looks like. I'm going to bring in a tiny piece of fabric that I'll be using to clean this cutout. So this is just a strip of fabric. This is about 1 inch. I will use it to clean the back cutout we made here, where I'll be putting in my button and then my loop. So I have done that. This is what it looks like, looking so beautiful. This will help with the fitting of this dress, so you can pass through the head of this child easily. I also went ahead to serge the sides of this dress, the hem, and then I serged the shoulder areas. I left out the armhole and then the neck region. So the next I'll do is to join the shoulders, the back and then the front together. I'll head to my sewing machine, join them together on 1/2 inch. So I'm done with the shoulders. I have given the fabric a good press as well, and we are going to be cleaning the neck and then the armhole area. You can actually do this by cutting out a bias tape from the piece of fabric, but I chose to use a bias tape to do this, a plain bias tape. So I'm going to fold in my bias tape and then clean the neck region, and also clean the armhole area. So I'll do the armhole at this side neatly and then repeat the same process for the other side. So this is what it looks like. The neck has neatly been finished, and then the armhole has also been done. This is the opening. I place my looper at the opening, and I'll be fixing the button at the other side later. So we are done. This is what the back looks like. This is the dress. It is almost done. The next we are going to do is to create the ruffles we'll be placing at the hem of this dress. So let's set this aside and then create the ruffles. So for the ruffles, I have 2 long strips of fabric here. I had to fold this fabric so it can fit, and then you can be able to see on my screen. The length of this fabric is 7 inches, and then the width of the fabric is 55 inches. So I'm going to separate these pieces of fabric. I'll be using one for the back and then one for the front. So I'll separate it. Remember, I have 2 pieces. and I'll head to my sewing machine and draw gathers at the top for the first one from one side to the other, and then I would also draw the gathers on the other piece of fabric as well. So I've drawn the gathers. This is what the ruffles look like. It's looking so good. This is what we'll use to complete this dress. So I have two pieces. I also went ahead to serge the rough ends of these ruffles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be joining the ruffles to the hem of this dress. I will turn the ruffles right sides facing each other, and then at the hem of the dress I will stitch them down from one end of this dress to the other side. I'll be stitching this down on 1/2 inch. I'll repeat the same process for the other hem of this dress. So remember, right sides facing right sides, and then we'll stitch them down. So I've done it. This is what it looks like, neat and beautiful. It's looking so pretty. So this is how the back looks like, and then the front. So we are left with joining the sides of this dress so we can complete it. So I'll align the sides together and then stitch them down 1/2 inch on the sewing machine, and I also stitch the other sides down. And to finish off the hem, I'll just fold the hem in twice, about 1/4 inch, stitch it down on the sewing machine all around. So I'm done. As simple as it looks, this is the final work. It's looking so good, very simple. I hope you agree with me that it is simple. If there's any part of this tutorial you do not understand, please drop your questions in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you out. This is what the back of the dress looks like. So I have not fixed my button yet. I'll be doing that later, but this is it. This is the final work. Thank you so much for making time to watch this video. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and you give us a thumbs up. We want to hear from you in the comment section, so please do not forget to give us a comment and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in our next tutorial.